Whatever do you mean? Nothing special happened there. Let's. I know that you know. And you know that I know. You know I know.
Hey, Sam. Thanks for coming back. Got something for you. These are your new cufflinks. They still work as a terminal, but I've added a weapon function. I was able to redesign everything from the ground up after the last connection.
And they're weapons too now.
That's right. Cord cutters.
Huh.
I should explain.
Yeah, please.
BTs are connected to the other side via umbilical cords, right? When those cords bring the matter of our world into contact with the antimatter of theirs, boom, void out. But, just as Deadman theorized, your blood does have unique properties. It can be used to cut a BT's cord.
What?
So, I've added that function. Cut the cord of the BT, and it returns to the world of the dead. No BT, no void out. Win-win.
These things can cut them loose.
If you can get close enough without them noticing, yes.
So wait, you're telling me that I gotta
Cord
sneak up?
snipping super handcuffs.
Right. Let's try them out.
Oh god, no. Oh no! Ugh.
Cut the cord connecting us.
Oh. No. Oh no.
She's sound asleep.
No.
Made sure she got plenty of milk. Just do it. Please, Sam. Set us free.
I don't like this.
This world was never hers, but all the same, I didn't want her to leave it. Even though she's already lost. Truth is, she's not really my daughter.
The attack and everything, that was all a lie?
No, that part was true. My ovaries can't produce eggs, and Lockne has trouble with her uterus. Long story short, neither of us can have children. I was alright with it. I mean, children, who needs them, I thought. But my sister thought differently. Lockne wanted a child, someone to carry her genes. She fell in love with another member of Bridges, but he died in an accident. She was devastated, of course, as was I. Back then, strong emotions like that, I could feel hers, and she could feel mine. When I sensed her desire to join him, to end it, I went to her and said, let's have a baby. We took one of Lockne's eggs and fertilized it with his frozen sperm. And I carried it to term. A healthy baby grew inside of me. But then there was the attack. And our bond was severed. I wanted to tell her. But I was bound to the child. I couldn't just abandon her. But I was wrong. Lockne needs to know. You have to break some.
That is crazy.
keep me tied to everything. If we're going to reconnect the world, I need to reconnect with my sister first. So please, Sam. Do it.
Oh shit. Wait, what? Who is receiving that?
All right, Sam.
The father, maybe? Because he's dead,
Take
right?
me
Yeah.
to Lockne.
Could be. Yep. Whoa. Okay. Okay. So she carried the baby for her
Sam.
sister.
Would you sit me up?
Oh god, this is
Been
gonna be
outside in a
rough.
long time. It's just too much to take in all at once.
You sure? Thought you might be claustrophobic after your time in the rubble.
I'll be fine, so long as I can see out of the bag. The warmth of the light, the touch of the wind, the scent of the world. Lucky you. The two of you are still connected. Okay, Sam. Let's go.
Sorry. sorry. What I was saying was that I was saying that it's pretty crazy for her because she was pinned under that rubble and now we're trapping her in this bag and we're like, could you imagine? Like, this trip for her is basically gonna make her feel as if she was trapped under that rubble this entire time and she has no control over it, which is super crazy. Super crazy. Yeah, sorry, I had muted that when I was drinking water, so. Okay, well, there's a couple of things. We need to have a good plan here. So we're gonna definitely be zip lining, but I feel like we need to bring a few PCCs to actually build a zip line down this mountain because we do not want to be going around like this. The thing is once we cross, well, this place is not online, so I actually don't know where the barrier is. Is there a way to see? Oh, awesome. So it doesn't even matter because I can't build these things without having these guys online. So we're gonna have to trek all the way back through. Maybe on a vehicle, or we could bring some of the cargo things to try and like skate down. Maybe that's what we'll try to go for here. I'm just gonna... Oh, shit. Okay, just hold on, Mama. I'll be with... be with you in 1 minute. Be with you in 1 minute. I do need to fabricate an exo. I'm going to fabricate a couple things here. A carrier, an exo.
Delivering cargo.
I'm going to ditch some of the stuff that we have.
Thank you for your continued support.
Yeah. Okay. So... I still can't make boots level 3, but that's okay. We're gonna go power skeleton. Now, okay, so, okay. I shouldn't need to bring weapons because of the handcuff thing. Basically what she's saying is if we approach like a BT, we can cut the umbilical cord or something. So I think that's what the intention is. So I'm going to try to go extremely light. Which means that... we'll go private locker here. So the carrier I'll put down. The power skeleton I'm going to equip. This one will just offload. I would still like to have a ladder and a climbing anchor, at least one of each. The PCC level 2s, I guess we'll carry for now. I'm gonna offload these. That's really annoying. So... I'm gonna... Okay, hold on. I'm going to...
Thank you for your contribution.
Where is my carrier? I'm gonna sync up here, or hook up to our carrier. Did you say climbing anchors give you 3 uses, Thomas? For some reason, I thought that when we dismantled it, we didn't get to use it again. Oh yeah, see, look at that. Okay. The only way I can do this... The only way we can do this is putting it on here, and then we grab her. We take this. You've been saying 3 uses for an hour? Oh, sorry. I don't catch everything. My bad. Is that new, or has it always been like that? Oh, are you serious? Seriously, well, shit.
I had a special surprise prepped and everything.
Actual well shit.
But it looks to me like your hands are full.
What a nightmare.
It's no biggie. We can always tweak the rules a bit.
You ready, Sam?
Damn.
It's coming.
What?
Woo! He looks hungry. All you gotta do to make it out alive is not get eaten.
Cool.
Sound like fun? Of course it does.
Run, Sam, run!
Oh, we can't even... Yeah, we're not even going to be able to use the zip line. Where in the frick am I going to run to? Forget it. It's just us and Mama right now. Jesus. I just like instinctively tried to like Dark Souls roll. I don't have a gun, guys. I can't shoot anything if I don't have a gun. So had I known we'd be fighting a whatever this is. We're gonna need to get like some of the drops. I feel like this is cool and everything, but there we go. There we go. Now they're coming in. This is what we need. The blood bag's a good start, but I'm gonna need them to drop something else. I mean, maybe we should just, should we just be running? She did say that. So what you're saying is... Oh. Holy frick. Okay, I'm gonna run. We're not doing anything to him. If we were like fully equipped ourselves, this would be much different. Ooh, I'll take these. Jeez. Oh, crap. Are you kidding me? All right, we're out of here. Jeez. Mama's stressed, baby's stressed. I'm stressed. Everybody's stressed. This is gonna hurt, isn't it? God damn it. All right.
Sweet teas have gone.
Yeah, we were dealing like no damage. Now our energy's all terrible again. All right, there's our zip line. I mean, they obviously wanted us to be super stripped down for that fight, so that when she says run, we just run and listen to her. But I was curious to see what we could do there. Cargo spray mama. Oh, not my post box. Okay. Is this the right zip line? Because this is going to take us down here, but then what? I think I need to be on the one up top here, don't I? Or is that too far? Oh, right. I was like scrolling like this, like it would automatically reconnect us. Okay, yeah, thanks. Thanks. We're still learning the zips. Thanks. Yeah, I left cargo, but I'm not... Whatever. It's not worth it. I can't build PCCs in this area anyways, because they're not online, so it really doesn't matter. We have our bike, which is nice. That'll do. I'll hit the timefall shelter just for the container spray. Some chill tunes. Look at all the spray it has to use. Okay, so from here, let me clear all of our markers. Wouldn't mind getting to a generator. And we come up here, and we're going to have to go back over this. And then hopefully they're like, okay, cool. Let's get you online. At this way station, we'll fabricate a couple of zip lines. And we'll start placing them as we go until we go offline. So basically from the way station to like here. And then I assume on the way back we'll like build some more. Right? I think that makes sense. Am I missing any key planning plot holes there, guys? Or what? Seriously gonna go through the snowy mountain? Well, yeah. I mean, you see another way? There's either that or we go all the way around, which doesn't seem interesting to me. At least the snowy mountains, we know what to expect now.
The hospital I was staying at was crushed by a bridge. Still
Man,
near the
honestly,
crack before it all came tumbling down.
this bike sometimes, it literally just goes its own direction.
Ever since.
There's no physics involved. It just floats.
I know how that must sound considering I'm bored. I'm scared of the dark too. Don't sleep anymore. Damn.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure. All clear. Welcome.
Okay, so here's how I'm going to do this. We have bot orders. Let's get these going. That's really heavy. Let's do this one. And this one.
Deploying autonomous delivery bot.
Mama's structural integrity at 25%. Does she have that? She's taking damage. She has taken damage. Okay, so these things that we're fabricating will just attach to the bike. Oh, I don't even have enough stuff here to make one. That really sucks. What am I short on? Oh, probably just chiral crystals, which is fine. Please help her. I'm trying. I don't think spraying's gonna help because she doesn't have a case.
Thank you for your continued support.
Okay.
Thank you for your contribution.
Look at us load this, you guys. Look how efficient that was. Oh! Does that turn anybody else on, or is it just me? Probably just me. Now,
Weapons restrictions lifted.
what I'm thinking is we plop one down here.
Weapons detected. All weapons will be locked until departure.
Somewhere over in this section.
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
And since this one just happens to be here, let's take it.
Weapons restrictions lifted.
You know what we'll do? We'll place a base one like at the top of this hill, just to avoid obstructions. Oh. Yeah, sure. Okay. So we could even argue that we could go... We can actually go further up. Let's grab the bike. And we'll connect it to the existing one.
Beginning scan. Scanning bridges ID. Verifying ID. Clear. Weapons detected. All weapons may lock until departure. All clear. Welcome.
It'd be really cool if you could, if there was a way where you could have this stuff, like this, what do you call it? The zip line equipped while you're walking around, and then it would like kind of notify you, hey, you're at max range. You might want to drop a thing. My only worry is line of sight. That's pretty good. The only other option would be to maybe take it up there, but I think that's probably going to be too far. Let's take this. Be happy.
Construction complete.
How close are we to the... Oh, yeah. I feel like we probably won't be able to build anymore. It would make sense.
The machine that wrote my parents keeps me all night with its devilish grin and plastic bags.
Hey, Gracie Dream. Thanks, man. Thanks for the bits.
Inside, we don't stack.
God, this is a long trek through here. Would you guys have taken a different path to do this?
Don't stack
It's like we can't build here, right? We're off the network. You guys will go all the way around? Even if this bike runs out of battery and whatever. We've reached BT territory anyway. And I'm guessing... think that's probably all we can take, right? Yeah. I'm guessing we need to try and deal with the BTs now. You're about to be on the chiral network, so more zip lines soon. Yeah, I know. I know that. But we are not on the chiral network now. I have to get these guys online. And then we build the zip lines back over so that we have the back and forth capability in this area.
Forget about your cord cutters.
Yeah, see, this is the thing. I feel like you're supposed to come back through here so that you can learn how to do the BT cutting. Okay, I'm very, very, very concerned. Oh, this is way better. I mean, this is the best. This is absolutely the way to go. And I mean the way to go, like, this is the best way to handle BTs. Not like the way to get to the objective. What just happened? We cut the umbilical cord of a BT because we can now. Mama figured out a way to sever the connection using our blood, and she turned our existing like handcuff deals into umbilical cord cutters. Yeah, it's definitely a nice, yeah, it's a very nice upgrade, Prod. Because now BTs are like a one, like, it's just, peace out. See you later, BTs. I think we may have only had to deal with one. We seem fine here. Yeah, hello.
Listen. Hey, Sam. Do you remember your own birth?
You remember your own birth?
I remember being inside the room. I wasn't alone.
Well, yeah, you had a
I could hear my
twin.
mother's heartbeat. Hers and Lockne's. We were conjoined twins.
I'm almost afraid to ask, chat. Any of you guys remember your own births?
Where we were born. But then they tried to separate us with surgery.
Wait,
Separation was successful. We were still alone. We
Wait.
knew each other's thoughts without saying a word. My joy to her joy. Her pain was my pain. And no distance was too great for us to overcome. Some might call it a kind of telepathy. Divided in body. Joined in spirit. Yeah,
sorry, did she say that they were...
when we share our own private chiral network, you might say. With Cupids We can build one that will let everyone share what Lockne and I have. I saw it all laid out before me after I signed up for Bridges. A network that could unite everyone, no matter how scattered or different. And make us whole. It wouldn't be about bringing people into line. It would be about bringing them into the whole, where they would share and share alike. I knew it could change the world. Finally, we finalized the Cupid design. But after the attack and the birth, everything changed. For the first time in my life.
Hey Berg, hey Urban, thanks for coming, guys.
There. But I'm not alone anymore. I can feel her again. Yes. Thank you, Sam. I feel whole again.
Okay,
You,
I'm sorry, Chad. I gotta ask. Did she say that they were like conjoined? I think I missed like one word, but she said that they were like connected, and it sounded like physically conjoined. Okay, it was. Okay, so I'm not like losing my mind. Okay.
sorry, Lockne.
So wow. Okay. Did they say? Did she say where they were conjoined? Like what part of the body? They didn't say the part of the body. Okay. Just that they needed surgery. Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. So, I mean, I get that that's to kind of explain that they have this connection that, like, you know, even twins, a lot of real life twins will tell you that they just have kind of a special connection with their brother or sister, whatever it is. And so for these guys, it's amplified even a little bit more because they were conjoined. I don't know if we learned about, like,
Welcome, Sam Porter Bridges.
I don't know if we learned how these guys have dooms. Like, what, like, why these guys have it and, like, other people don't. Do we know that? Okay, guys, we made it over the mountain. That wasn't too bad.
Decontaminating suit. All clear.
I think it kind of gets revealed later, the Doom stuff. Okay, cool. Cool. Yeah, thanks. And thanks for not, like, spoiling stuff either. I'm asking a lot of questions that you guys, some of you probably know the answers to. Yeah. Okay, let's see how this goes.
Going in. No. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I love you so much. I love you so much. It's good to hear your voice again. I shouldn't have kept you in the dark. tried to save her. I couldn't. You don't have to say any more. Lockne, you need to fix his Cupid. I couldn't save our child, but you can save our world. Only you. I love you. You hear me? Forever. And always. Now, make the world whole, okay? Just like you make me.
She's passing because we disconnected her from BB, I assume. Is that... Am I understanding that correctly? Jeez. Hey man, less than 50% damage. She's 33% damage. That's... Anybody could handle that.
All that she went through, I had no idea. I thought she'd severed our bond on purpose, that she stole our child and ran. I fixed your Cupid like she asked. The limiter should be functioning properly now. There is one thing. Before I sat down to work, I took a long, hard look at the code. I'm pretty sure someone's tweaked it. Either that, or my memory's going to pieces.
Someone rewrote your code?
Rewrote might be overstating it. Let's just say it wasn't the latest version I released. And yet, because of it, I was finally reunited with Malingan. Could be we found our culprit already. She died beneath the rubble, with our child still inside her. Her Ka passed over to the other side, but her Ha remained, bound to our dead daughter.
We've read about
She
that a
knew
little
all
bit.
of this, of course. That's why she kept one cuff loose. Didn't want anyone seeing her vitals. Shame she couldn't use her favorite invention. She did all that to keep me and our daughter safe.
I dropped my controller. I'm emotionally distraught. Okay. Terrorist view of bridges, BTs and voidouts, Lockne and Malignant. Or Malingen. What is this? Stabilizer? Backpack customization? Seems awesome.
Sis? I can hear you. We're whole again. We're one. Like before in the womb.
What?
Malingen. Lockne.
So she's not dead, but she's kind of dead? Oh, that's weird. What the? That is weird to me. That freaks me out a little bit. Ugh. I don't know what it is about that specific motion right there, but that freaked me right out.
Thanks to you, Edge Knot City is finally within reach. And you, Lockne, your work will help ensure that the chiral network remains online. Together, we might just make it all the way west. Now then, Sam, there's something else you ought to know. We've been studying the data from when you claim you encountered those soldiers. We had audio, which doesn't paint a complete picture on its own, but the languages, the names, and terms we picked out, the munitions we could identify, everything seems to indicate that you were on a battlefield over 100 years ago.
Oh, this is... Oh, cool.
Precise.
Okay. Yeah.
It wasn't a dream. Wasn't a hallucination. Maybe you were spirited away to another dimension or something. Given the time discrepancies, maybe you were sent to a beach.
There's like no time passed in this
Can't say
current
anything for
iteration,
certain.
right?
That said, I've never heard of a beach turned into a battlefield. But beaches are shaped by the will of the people who inhabit them. Perhaps Hartman can offer a more rational explanation. Beaches are his specialty. Unfortunately, he's still outside the chiral network.
Is that right?
Get some rest. No use dwelling on questions we can't answer yet.
Okay, so... correct me if I'm wrong, or if it's something that we're gonna learn later. Just tell me that we're gonna learn this later. But so she died there. Typically when people die, we gotta like incinerate them, or they cause a void out, right? But I think that there's something about something in one of the interviews when somebody dies, it's like their soul connecting with like the other side, and then that meeting triggers the void out or something.
Blood collection.
And it looks like because she kind of merged with her sister, because why not? That part is avoided. Am I on the right track there? Yeah, because she was already dead. Fair enough. And one of her eyes changed color. I didn't catch that. I was too freaked out. That probably happened when she was doing this. I was too freaked out. That made, I don't know why, that triggered like a weird, visceral, uncomfortable response when she did this. Ugh, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that. Okay, and we're gonna learn more. Okay, sweet. Thanks. Okay. Okay. Let's get our monsters on. It was each sister touching the other sister's face. Yeah, that's cool. I got that was like a symbol of them like merging. But I didn't notice the eyes because I was so focused on that. That's cool. There's a lot of little there's so many cool subtleties. Like, say what you will about Kojima, but the crazy shit that he comes up with is pretty cool. He'll get his shower today. We gotta have our pre-shower warm up. Okay, so the plan here, our only plan right now, well, besides whatever they tell us to do, is going to be to build the zip lines across the mountain region there. And then I really want to go to the collector. People have been telling me for a while now. Oh, we got to check on BB. Okay. People have been telling me for a while now that the collector gives us something really, really good. So I'd like to have that, I think. It's really cool, but also these stories can be done badly if not explained right. I think this game does a good job of explaining it in chapters, so you want to keep learning. Yeah, I will say that this game does a pretty good job of, like, integrating the interviews with the gameplay. Because there's a lot of detail in the interviews, but I find that they sometimes repeat a little bit because they know that most people aren't going to read every single one. But then it also will give you, like, the, hey, just in case you didn't catch it, this is what's really going on explanation in, like, some of the cutscenes. So I think they do that pretty well. Yeah, I know we can skip the cutscenes, guys. I'm aware. Yep. I dig the TLDR in the emails. Yeah, the yellow is really nice. For me, any stuff like that, it's probably just a, I don't know. Some people look at it as a good habit or a bad habit, whatever. It's a habit. But I like reading all those journal entries. But I realize it's totally super slow for some people. They're like, hey, bro, like, frick, let's move on. This game run in 4K. Yes, it does. Yeah. Hey, Cyberbard, what's up, man? How are you, dude? How's the plant-based diet going? I saw you on Twitter saying the other day you were looking for some recipes. You enjoy and appreciate the time. Yeah, the thing is, it's not for everybody, which is, you know, fine, whatever. Okay, the terrorist view of bridges. The first expedition set off without any problems. Both the advanced party and the rear guard are en route to the west coast as we speak. They haven't reported any trouble with terrorists and the like yet, but the further out they get, the greater the danger. There's a hell of a lot of separatists out there who want nothing more to do with the UCA. Some more extreme than others, perhaps, but there's no denying where they stand. Seems like just yesterday it was only ideological differences, strongly held opinions at worst. But then Chiralium started messing with people's heads, turning extremists into demons, mules into gestalt, and debate into violence. And now we're headed west into their territory. Invaders coming for their freedom. They're waiting for us, minds made up and guns in hand. Amelie and the others aren't looking for a fight. She's going to try to talk sense to people, convince them to join us. If all the cities sign on, our nation could rise again. No one wants to take anything from these people, only give them back what they lost, if they could only understand that. Bart says, doing good, been cooking all afternoon. Meal prep breakfast burritos with spinach, jalapeno, tofu scramble, cashew queso, and sweet potato hash. That's cool. Do you feel like your meal variety is good with a plant-based diet? And I only say that because you're transitioning to it, and it really interests me. But my biggest thing is, like, I'm okay eating foods like repetitively. If I'm really dedicated. But, like, my thing is, like, cravings and stuff. If I'm like, oh, I want something, you know, sweet or whatever. Please read them. LPs without reading the text would be incomplete. Man, okay, here's the crazy thing, Lillian Blaze. I watch, from time to time, I'll, like, scope out what other people are doing or, like, playthroughs and stuff. Nobody's reading these. Nobody reads any of this stuff, ever. Sometimes on stream, because streams are really long form, but even still, vast majority of people skip all of this stuff. So like, it's a niche group that wants to read all the stuff. So there's more plant-based options in the store than meat options. Well, that's true. That's true. I think it's just about breaking 30 years of habits, right? What I'm realizing is that you kind of have to relearn cooking. It's all about understanding the fundamentals, and then you can make anything taste great. Yeah, no, look, I totally appreciate what you guys are saying and that you enjoy the videos because of that. But there's like a balance, I think, where sometimes things just take too long, and like Let's Plays as a whole are not very popular anymore. And I totally get why, because when you release from my perspective, you release part 1 of whatever, okay? Part 1 of, I don't know, Outer Worlds. Does really well. Everyone's like, yeah, I want to see what Outer Worlds is. But that's why they're watching. They're not really settling in to watch like a full series as much as if I go back like 4 years ago, streaming was still happening. But I think now, if you're going to watch a full series, you're probably going to watch it on Twitch. You're probably going to watch it live because somebody's going to sit there for 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 hours or more and just do it. And you're not going to want to wait for 30-minute episodes every day. You know what I'm saying? So it's really weird. It's a weird kind of, I feel like almost I'm in this like weird phase where I kind of need to figure out if I want to keep doing full playthroughs of stuff? Does that even make sense to do that anymore? For some games, yeah, like strategy games and all that, it's a lot more understandable. But story-based stuff, I don't know if that makes sense. I honestly don't know. The following conclusions are largely derived from a handful of eyewitness accounts, but I would advise anyone to take them with a grain of salt. I still believe they're worth sharing. BTs pursue their prey through a multi-step process. In the first, they begin searching for a target. The handprints left behind is evidence of this behavior. Upon detection, one or more BTs will attempt to seize their target and drag it towards a much larger entity. Well, we've seen that. To clarify, however, a void out does not occur at the point of contact between the giant and the human. Holy shit, we were literally just talking about this. A void out does not occur at the point of contact between the giant and the human, but only once the human has been subsumed into the giant's body. Okay, yeah, but this doesn't talk about like natural deaths. We think this may be because this is the only place where antimatter is present within the entity. It goes without saying that BTs are entirely different from any creature of this world. We may come to learn much of them still. One thing is for certain, however, we must come to understand them, else we may never overcome the existential threat that they pose. Wow. XT says, well, do you like playing them or are you in it for views? Well, I need to have both because this is my job. So I need to have both. And if a series, if I really like it and it's not getting a lot of views, I'll probably still play it because I really like it. But if I'm medium on it and it's not getting a lot of views, I'll probably drop it because, I mean, it's not helping really anybody, you know? And that's the big challenge, right? Is once it's your primary source of survival, you start to consider a lot of that stuff a lot more, right? So, I also kind of imagine like that you guys, because you're here, because you like some of the stuff that I do, your opinions are going to be, well, yeah, we like what you're doing, which is, you know, great. But it would be, what I'd like to figure out is to hear the people that are like, that don't like it and why. I like real like context, I think would be super nice, you know? What you do with Dark Souls is the best option. Stream it for people who can watch it and then, for Death Stranding. And then for everybody else, they can watch the playthrough. Yeah, but there's huge downsides to that too. You know what I mean? There's huge downsides to the way that I'm doing this. Because the people that watch the YouTube videos are used to me making YouTube videos where I'm not talking to you guys. I'm not having this conversation right now. And sitting at these menus for 30 minutes talking about this kind of stuff. But that's what I love about streaming. The challenge with streaming is the schedule. And you have to be on. You can't take, I mean, you could take breaks or whatever, but it's just different. So is the sound coming from the game or the mic? It's coming from the game. It's, I think it's because BB is, I don't even know why. It looks like BB's gone. So I think there's like that thing like flickering or something. Vandover says, not totally true. I do enjoy watching a live stream, but I have 2 children, so I can't sit and watch a solid 5 or 6 hour long stream. Watching YouTube Let's Plays is how I get the whole game experience, and since my own gaming skills are quickly beaten by my 6-year-old, I do very much enjoy both aspects of your streams, and since you did We Happy Few back when it was not the full release. Yeah, and that's fair. That's the thing, is it's so personal, right? So... You watch the Death Stranding VODs at 125%. Hey, man, I know most people watch, like, XCOM at, like, 150% sometimes because, those kind of games you have to share your thought process. It's a mixed bag. It's a double-edged sword because you want to be able to clearly articulate your thoughts to the audience. Otherwise, they will make assumptions as to why you made certain decisions in a strategy-based game. But then when you're explaining your thoughts, it takes more time to make the decisions, and so people are like, hey, well, you go too slow. But then if you know, it's like you can't win really. So I like the live because it's nice to talk about it with each other. That's the thing, is I like streaming as like a casual thing. I like it to be like a like a little bit more casual and not as I don't know, deliberate, if that makes sense. I like what you're doing, and that's why I'm here now. I get what you're saying, though. I used to watch Let's Plays on YouTube since Witcher 1. Lately, I've been watching your playthroughs because other YouTubes upload faster, and I've been using Twitch more often. That's the thing, right? People will upload super, super fast, and even if, for some people, even if the they don't care for like who's saying it, they'll just watch it because they want to see the game. Or a lot of people upload non-commentary stuff, or what do you call that? Like, like no commentary. You Google the name and then no commentary, and people just watch the actual game without like the person too. So, anyways, I don't even know how we got onto that topic, but that's the balance for me to try to figure out. Going forward is like, how do I handle that? What do I need to do to make sure that I can continue to like develop the channel, but also make sure that the people that came in the first place that are used to like full playthroughs are getting that same thing. And it's really tough because either way you do it, people are going to be mad. So I honestly think you should never, ever just stream or just make videos. I think what you're doing is best of both worlds. Here you engage your most hardcore fans or those who have time, and YouTube is convenient when we miss content here or need to pause. I also think like streaming is just new for a lot of people still. You'd be really surprised. Like literally every time I stream, there's like not just one, but like multiple people. They're like, hey, it's my first time coming to a stream period, you know? And it's always really surprising. So, yeah. Anyways. Okay, this one will be important. Let's move on. Thanks for the advice and thanks for the thoughts. If you guys have, like, if you guys ever wanted to put together, like, some... If you have, like, actual feedback, positive criticisms, whatever, and you wanted to, like, put that into words, like... Either email it to me or tweet me or whatever, and I'll read it. And I just want to see what people's opinions are, because it's really hard to get that from like a YouTube comment. Because you don't read all the YouTube comments. You can't. So. Oh, Angani, you just made this account because you saw I was going to stream Death Stranding. That's funny. That's cool. And how do you... Okay, Angana. So how do you like... how is this experience? Because it's clearly brand new if you just made the account. How do you like this experience compared to the way that you would normally consume the videos previously? I just love when Odd forgets something. Yeah, I mean, that's what I mean, that's part of my deal now. That's just, people just know. It's like, you're just going to forget stuff. You're like, that's how it is, right? But I think, like, what did I see? I saw an Ellen interview, of all things, with, who was it? Kristen Bell, of all people. And she made a comment. She was like, and I don't know why it stuck with me, but she made a comment about something like, people don't want perfection. They want, because flaws give like personality or something, like whatever. And I just thought that that was a really cool way of looking at it. And I think people try to be too perfect sometimes. I find myself too doing that, especially with something like XCOM, because it's very, you know, if you can see if I make a bad move, it'll be a bad move or not. And I sometimes get into my own head. I'm like, okay, well, if I fuck this up, people are gonna be real pissed. Like, but then it's like, it's boring if you do it that way. Mushroom says, I watch your Let's Plays instead of Co-Carnage ones because your screen is not full of moving, flashing things, and you have a stealth approach. I can experience the game fully instead of feeling like rushing it. Also, for no story games, I would go to his. Yeah, that's interesting because that's really interesting because somebody like he does like 100% runs of all of these games. So you would think that you would want to see all of that stuff. It's just very different. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. It was torture with the whole river stuff. See, I disagree. I disagree because here's why. Here's why. So many times today we've talked about the river situation, and like that's a funny, like that's a cool thing that happened. And if you were to watch any other stream or any other videos or whatever, that probably didn't happen. And if it did, it might have been like, oh, let's just reload the save, or let's just whatever. That was a cool experience. I loved that. I loved that it worked out because we were very close to just like reloading. We're like, no, fuck it. Let's get in there and do it. You know? So that's why I liked it. It was torture. Yeah, fuck. I totally get it. Okay, let's get back in here because I'd still like to go meet the collector before we wrap up today. You know what we used to dream about? Seeing what's beyond those clouds up there. We spent our whole lives beneath a Carillium sky. It's all we've ever known, but we know that the world used to be so much bigger. Our parents told us. They were researchers who worked for NASA, though these days most people wouldn't know what that was. It went up in smoke around the time America did, and all our parents' work went with it. But we still have our dreams. The one thing our parents gave us is that that can never be taken away. Malingen and I were named after a pair of craters left by meteors, which struck the Earth 450 million years ago. Yeah, I was wondering what the frick, like, I don't know where these names were coming from. Those craters are proof that this planet is part of something bigger, that we exist within a vast interconnected universe. I like that. Our names serve as a reminder of this fundamental truth, symbols of our parents' hope that our isolation is only temporary. That's why we joined Bridges 2, to bring the people of this country together again and to one day reunite this planet with the greater universe that surrounds it. Cool. Cool. Oh, damn. E-Chase, thank you so much for the 3,000 bits. That's like, do you know how many, do you even know? That's like 6 cold brew coffees. Thank you. That's very generous. I appreciate that. Thanks. Angina's answer to my questions up above. Oh, I missed it. Frick, hold on. Okay, hold on. I see it. It's different. I really like the fact that you can interact with us, and luckily the chat's super nice. The negative would be the schedule. I live in Europe. Sometimes it gets really late. You don't have the convenience to pause and resume later, but I like it. Yeah, no, that's a great point. That's a great point. Is a cold brew coffee $5? Yes. E-Chase, that's awesome. Thank you so much. You didn't have to do that. I appreciate it, though. Thanks. Okay, avoiding autotoxemia. How's it going, Sam? You still taking care of your BB? Well, maybe. He's gone right now, I think. I'm sure you are. Not like some porters I could mention. Some guys practically shake their pods till their BBs start crying. Some of them even ditch them when the crying becomes too much. Of course, a quiet BB isn't necessarily a good thing. Could mean the kid's suffering from autotoxemia. Man, the thought alone stresses me out. It happened to me once, you see. I was out in BT territory. I couldn't make it back to a private room in time. I could tell my BB needed time in an incubator, but I was too late. Autotoxemia is a terrible thing, Sam. He was just floating there in his pod, wouldn't react no matter what I did. I think this has happened to us. BBs can't detect BTs in that state either, obviously, so even the most stone cold porter would be sweating bullets. Truth be told, though, I was more worried about my BB than I was about myself. Screw the PR bullshit. They're not just equipment. I don't go saying that to just anyone, but I know you feel the same. If you ask me, a BB's no different from any other baby. Treat them with love and affection, and they'll react to you same way they'd react to a parent. Sorry, I know I'm getting emotional, but can you just do me a favor? Just try to make your BB never suffer from autotoxemia, okay? And if they do, take care of them and do whatever you can to make them feel better. The materials are back in one piece. You're amazing, Sam. I don't know what we'd have done without those materials, and that goes for everybody in the city, not just us staff. Chiral Network's miraculous, obviously, but there's still a lot of material goods we can't live without. Folks like you are indispensable to our continued survival, and that's a fact. So don't ever think that what you're doing isn't appreciated. We're grateful for everything, Sam, and you can be sure that we'll make good use of all that you brought to build all kinds of new facilities and equipment. Thanks. No way stations an island. To give the super honorable Mr. Sam Bridges... It gives me great pleasure to report that the way station patch-up job went off without a hitch. That stuff you brought us was just what we needed, man. And now we're part of the network too. No way station is an island, not anymore. We can talk to HQ over on the East Coast, just like it was here in the room, which is, well, that's how we heard those rumors about Central were true. Totally wiped out, huh? Damn. If you hadn't been there, the UCA's plans would have gone down the tubes. Glad that didn't happen. Keep on keeping on and don't stop till you hit the ocean. Okay. Let's check on BB.